I recently watched a podcast featuring Naval Ravikant, who's one of the greatest philosophers of our time. He shared something incredibly profound, which inspired me to create today's Wisdom Shots. He says, the root cause of all unhappiness is thinking too much about ourselves. Now watch this.
First of all, I don't think of myself. It's a habit I've kind of developed because I found that thinking about yourself is a source of all unhappiness, and self-obsession is the root of all unhappiness. You know, anyone that you think of as an enlightened being does not think about themselves for an instant. The happiest people in life, when people are at their best, is because they love something more than they love themselves. They love their children, they love God, they love their mission, what have you. And all misery comes from rumination, from sitting around being depressed, going in circles in your own head about me, me, me. Me is a disease.
Just think about it. When you are so focused on your own needs, your own desires, your own achievements, every minor setback feels personal, right? And you experience stress, anxiety, unhappiness because everything revolves around you, around your expectations and what you want from the world, right? From others. So we live in this world that's increasingly focused on the self, the me syndrome, that's what it's called. Obsession with oneself, where everything is filtered through this lens of what's in it for me. Take social media as an example. When we scroll through feeds, we're either looking for validation in the form of likes, comments, or comparing ourselves to others. The more you focus on your ego, the more you need external validation to feel good. And that's an endless, unfulfilling cycle. See, there is nothing wrong with it, expecting likes, comments. We all are humans, right? It's fine. But when you're so obsessed with it, it's unhealthy. One of my friends recently, he asked his teenage son to delete his YouTube channel. Because ever since his son started this channel, he's been obsessed with the number of likes and subscribers. He even wakes up in the middle of the night just to check how many subscribers he has. That kind of behavior is really unhealthy. Unhealthy for anyone's mental well-being, especially for a teenager. That's why a lot of schools these days, like my kids' school, they don't allow students to have social media account till they reach 10th standard. And I think it's a great policy for protecting kids' mental health. See, at first glance, it may not seem like thinking of me is harmful. Like, after all, we were taught that self-care, self-love, self-improvement, these are important things, right? But there is a subtle difference between healthy self-awareness and being consumed by thoughts of the self all the time, 24/7. When our thoughts revolve around me, we get trapped in the cycle of judgment, comparison, and unhappiness. So when Naval Ravikant says me is a disease, he's highlighting the harmful effects of being overly focused on oneself. When people constantly focus on their own needs, desires, they become trapped in the cycle of self-centered thinking. Every decision, every interaction, every event is viewed as a transaction. It's like, how does this affect me? So this excessive focus on oneself will lead to stress, unhappiness, because the person is always comparing their life to an ideal version or to others' lives. The me mindset creates a never-ending loop of desires. It makes people feel like they need to achieve more, get more, acquire more to feel good, to feel happy. When they reach their goals, something else comes up. New desires will take over. And constantly they're chasing the next thing, believing happiness is always out there, out in the future. And it's a trap. This is a recipe for mystery because it's based on the illusion that happiness is always in the future. And it's always in the external achievements. When everything is about me, there's often a lack of real fulfillment. It's because true fulfillment comes from connecting with others, contributing to something bigger, and feeling a sense of purpose beyond one's own personal needs. Too much on oneself also leads to constant comparison and competition. People might compare their looks, achievements, possessions, leading to jealousy, insecurity, and sense of inadequacy. It's like being stuck in a race where there's no finish line, and no matter what you achieve, someone always seems to be ahead of you. The solution to me disease is to shift focus from me to we. Instead of thinking about what you can get, think about what you can give. When you shift your perspective to how you can add value to others, how you can contribute to a greater cause, you start to feel connected and you will feel fulfilled. Understand, it's not easy to break free from this cultural conditioning of me thinking, but small daily steps can make difference by listening more, helping others, serving others, practicing gratitude, and letting go of this need to consistently compare and measure ourselves, so we can reclaim our inner peace and happiness. That's what Naval Ravikant said, right? He said he conditioned himself to think less of him. Even though the world tells us to focus on ourselves and aim for our own success, the real happiness comes when we move from thinking about me to others. True happiness comes when you stop focusing only on your own life and start seeing the bigger, amazing story of the world around you. Thank you so much for watching. I am Sreejith Krishnan. Stay happy, stay healthy.